This is Alberta Park, and of course that means it's on Killingsworth. And this is another thing, I've talked about this a couple of times. Can't remember when and if I've been here. Northeast Portland is a fractal landscape, and I've actually lived pretty close to here. I actually lived on Alberta for a month over 20 years ago. And I've walked around this area and I've taken so many side trips. So I'm thinking at some point I must have passed this by, but I've actually been a little bit surprised because I came out in Killingsworth. I'm taking a bus actually to 33rd. I'm going to McMenamin's Kennedy School. And I was actually surprised. Killingsworth, the bus is actually turned away here. So there's actually not a bus down this street. And this neighborhood is a little bit more residential and feels a little bit more distant than it should. And this park also, maybe this has to do with the amount of tiredness I have, exhaustion, a gutteredness. But this park right now kind of seems like I'm in a magical in-between zone. Even though, this looks like a pretty standard larger city park. It includes tennis courts, which are unusual, and a quite large covered structure over there. And then otherwise, we actually have a lot of tree growth. So I've said this before, I visit parks and they're right in the middle of things, and then you just get a little bit under the trees and it really does seem like you're in a different world. So this park, this is my first time visiting here, and I'm just kind of doing this to the hilt. If I see something, I'm going to record it. Nice little park still in inner northeast, but kind of is at a certain point, inner northeast, outer northeast, those labels stop making sense because each area can be defined as quite different. Look at that, it's a big old shelter. I guess those are just sheltered basketball for when we play basketball in the rain, which happens a lot. And over there we have a playground and stuff. So, wouldn't know if I'd quite call this a neighborhood park. It's a little bit too big and has too much going on to be a neighborhood park. And it also has quite a bit of natural areas, but it's not like obviously a gigantic sprawling park. So, what it is for me is like, let's see if I can avoid the rain before I go off to McMenamin's. So there we are, Alberta Park on Killingsworth, Northeast Portland.